example actually where I want you to see the difficulties of dealing with a hand from both sides of the table, both your side and partner's side, if you don't play support doubles. So with this hand here, you're opening a club, right? So you deal and open a club, and it goes pass, and partner responds a spade, and now your right-hand opponent bids 2 diamonds. So the question is, what should you do? Now again, we're assuming for the moment that you don't play support doubles.
Right.
So pretend that tool is not available to you. And think about all of the bids that you can make. Well, let's start with what's the cheapest available bid. Well, pass is cheap, but you can't bid 2 hearts. You have 4 hearts, but that would be a reverse. So that's out because you don't have 17 points or compensating shape. 2 spades, you could freely raise partner if you don't have the support double, but normally partner's going to expect 4-card support. So it's reasonable, but it's far from perfect, right? 2 no, we talked about just a moment ago, right? Can't do that. You do have a diamond stopper, it's only king doubleton. But 2 no would also show a much stronger hand. You could double. If your double's not support, then that shows extra values, which you don't have. You have a minimum opener. Or you could pass. And frankly, if you don't play support doubles, you're probably stuck with pass. And now you have to hope that partner can bid again. Now let's look at this from partner's side of the table. So your partner opened a club, but then passed, and then now after the 2 diamond overcall, let's bring it all the way around to you. Responder, what do you do? You only have 7 points. It's not like you're thinking about a game, but do you want to sell out to 2 diamonds? Well, what would you do? You do have club support. Partner opened a club, right? Now that could be a 3-card club suit. So do you want to bid 3 clubs with ace-4? I mean, 75% of the time partner will have 4 clubs. But there's no guarantee here that they don't have only 3. And you'd be at the 3 level. Would you bid your spades again?
No.
Bad 5-card suit? I hope not, because A, you've promised 6, B, you don't know that whether partner has a balanced or unbalanced hand, right? I mean, if you bid 2 spades on your own, you might catch partner with a small singleton or a void. Again, that nuisance, that 2 diamond bid, what Kit Woolsey would call a nuisance bid. It's not that they made a big preempt or anything, but this bid is just enough of a nuisance to make things difficult. So if you bid 2 spades, you're guessing and hoping that partner has at least 3 spades. If you bid 3 clubs, yeah, you do have a 4-4 club fit on this hand, but you're at the 3 level playing in a minor when maybe you could ideally be at the 2 level playing in a major, right? So you see the issues you run into? Now, what if your partner were able to make a double that showed 3 spades? now you can remove the double to 2 spades and feel pretty good about it, right? Because you're in a guaranteed 8-card fit. And it certainly looks like this hand will probably play all right in spades. It doesn't look like you have any club losers. The ace of diamonds is probably on side. It's probably with the diamond bidder, right? So at some point, if either they'll lead diamonds or you could lead a diamond toward your king and probably only lose 1 diamond. You got a couple hearts to lose and a trump trick. But 2 spades to me clearly looks like the best and best scoring contract. On a good day, you'll make 3. As long as trumps don't break badly. So this is the value of the support double. What's also valuable is the inference that you get to draw when partner doesn't need it, right? So when we get a pass here, if you have agreed to play support doubles, the one thing this person over here then knows is, oh, opener has a maximum of 2 spades, right? Because you failed to make the support double. Unless you just forgot about it. Right, Jan?
Oh, no, I think
Jan has been very good about her support doubles, actually.
my favorite one is when I doubled and the opponent had to bid.
Yeah, that's a guess. Jan actually did it the other way.
Excited that I had
When we added the support double, Jan was so excited to make it that she made an illegal double. Which actually barred me from the bidding, but I knew she had 3 hearts, so there was that.
So how did the bidding go?
I don't remember exactly.
That it was
It went
illegal?
like 1 hard pass and I doubled.
Yeah. Her right hand opponent passed.
Okay, got it.
I was just excited.
Yes. But, you know, you may not have won the battle, but you could argue that you won the war because you described your hand properly, right? So, yeah, incredibly valuable tool. And so what we want to do is, and these are on your handout, but we want to give you the parameters of your support double. You know, why are we doing it? What are the goals?
Oh, you got a second.
What does it show? What does it deny? When do you use it? When do you not use it? All that fun stuff. So I would say number 1.
This one. It's the wrong one.
Number 1 most important reason to do it. Find your 8-card major suit fits when the suit divides 5-3 and its responder with the 5 and opener with the 3. Easy to find our 5-3 fits when the hand with the 5-card major gets to open, right? And now you can raise anytime you have 3 or more. It's easy without these tools. Excuse me, it's easy to miss your 5-3 fits when responder has the 5-card suit. Because if I open a minor and you respond to major, you have only promised 4, right? We can't assume that you have 5 because often you have only 4. So we want to have a way to find the 5-3 fit. If we don't get interference from the opponents, sometimes it's actually harder to find the 5-3 fit. Sometimes the interference helps us if we play the support double. You ever had a hand where, say, partner opened a club and you bid a heart, and partner rebid 1 no, the opponents were silent, and you're sitting there with 5 hearts, and you're wondering, okay, partner doesn't have 4 since she didn't raise, but does she have 3? Are we missing an 8-card fit? Well, if you're strong enough to bid new minor forcing, you don't have to worry about that. But what if you just have 7 or 8 points, right? And now you're thinking to yourself, well, do we have a 5-3 fit? Well, if you bid your suit again, you're guessing, right? So sometimes the interference actually helps you. and the opponents make that support double available to you. Make it easier for you to find your 5-3 fit. Now, as part of that, we can also distinguish so for those times where a responder does have 5, the opener can make a support double and tell you that you have the 8 card fit, or the other part of the support double is they just raise you directly, right? So if they raise your suit right away in a situation where a support double would have been available, this guarantees 4-card support, which would let you know as responder whether you're in an 8-card fit or a 9-card fit. That's really valuable. You've heard me say it probably 1,000 times. You're probably tired of hearing it. 9-card fits play better than 8-card fits. You should be more aggressive with 9-card fits. You should be more willing to invite game with 9-card fits versus 8. You should be more willing to just bid games with 9-card fits versus 8-card fits. So this is really important and fits in with all the other stuff that we do that allows us to distinguish, right? Whether that's Jacoby 2 no trump or splitters or all the other options. By the way, good time for shameless self-promotion. I just started a series that's going to continue for quite a while on major suit races in that district newsletter. You probably just got an email from ACBL district the other day. It was just published a couple of days ago. So this first column is more generic, and just kind of talking about weighing some of these 8 versus 9 card fits and just general things. But the plan for the column is to hit on a whole bunch of conventions, anything that would be part of a major suit raise structure, which would include things like support doubles. So I think that's important, be able to distinguish 8 from 9 card fits. Now, we don't strive to do this, but it happens. Sometimes we have only a 7-card fit, but unlike that hand that we just looked at on the worksheet, on that hand we said, well, let's go back to 2 diamonds because you have a guaranteed fit there and diamonds will play better. But what if you don't have a fit for partner's first suit, right? What if you don't have another place to go? Sometimes that's going to happen. Sometimes partner's going to make a support double and you're going to have no choice because you've got a weakish hand and you only have 4 of your major. And you have nowhere to go but back to 2 of your major. Well, that's okay. It's not perfect, but it may still be our best contract. And if we can keep it at a low level, that would be all right. Sometimes those 4-3 fits, we end up playing 2 hearts or 2 spades and only a 7-card fit, still might end up being a better contract than, say, playing 1 no. If one no is even available to you. I mean, 1 no might not have been available because of interference from the opponents anyhow. So, but look at this as a, as a good thing, not a bad thing. Any questions on stuff we've looked at so far? Okay. So, I've actually hit on, I have a grand total of 9 key points about support doubles, but some of these we've actually already discussed. Distinguishing 3-card raise from 4-card raise. We talked about the inference from pass, right? Pass denying. Once you add support doubles to your card, remember that if opener passes, now we can only have this good of a fit in this suit because partner has 0, 1, or 2 of that suit. All right, maybe this was the first thing that I should mention, just so that we don't get ourselves confused. There is one and only one position at the table that can make a support double. And I emphasize this because I see people throw doubles into auctions all the time, and I don't know what the double is, and then we find out later, like, oh, I was making a support double. But it was made by somebody who didn't open the bidding. So that's impossible. It can't be a support double. Only one position at the table. Just like responder is the one who makes a negative double, opener is the one who makes a support double. If you did not open the bidding, you cannot make a support double. Now, you may have a double, but it doesn't necessarily mean the same thing. You may have 3 of partner's suit in another seat when you make that more ambiguous double, but it is not a support double per se. So just keep that in mind. Opener is the only person who can do it. Another important point about the support double. I say unlimited, but, well, I guess limited in the sense that you didn't open 2 clubs. But you can make a support double whether you open with a boring old 12 count, or 14 or 15 or 18 or 19, or something that was almost a 2 club opener. The support double puts no boundaries on your high card points, other than you opened one of a suit, not 2 clubs, right? And so for that reason, whenever you can make a support double, you should make a support double. Because that double's not going to get left in, and you're going to get a chance to bid again. Even if partner makes a very, does something that indicates weakness, like just retreats to your suit at the 2 level, right? That would suggest a pretty weak response. But if you have a really good hand, you're going to bid again. So always make your support double first, and then use your next bid to express your extra strength if you have it. Or something about your shape if you have it. We'll look at a couple examples here in just a bit.
If you double and then they don't say, they only say the minimum, what if they only have 4 and they're going to leave it in at 4-3?
Okay.
And you have unlimited strength. Should you then bid a different suit for your next bid?
Yeah, I mean, you'll make, you'll make whatever is the most natural next bid. It could be a new suit that you haven't mentioned. It could be extra length in your original suit. It could be, in theory, it could be no trump. But yeah, start by showing partner that you have exactly 3 card support, and then if you bid again, you're not necessarily compelled to play in that suit, right? So if partner responded to hearts, you make a support double, and partner tries to sign off at 2 hearts, you don't necessarily have to play in hearts if you're in a position where you can bid again and offer another suit, perhaps. So on your convention card, just like we fill out with our negative doubles and responsive doubles and all that fun stuff, we have to choose how high we play the support double. In other words, through what intervening bid from the opponent is the support double on. And it's only on through, you technically, you could write 2 hearts. I usually just put 2M to indicate two of our major. In other words, if you make the support double opener, your partner responder has got to be able to bid two hearts or two spades.